All right, Mob
Oh
James.
man, James McDonald.
Oh,
I,
okay.
I I mean it's cool, but I hate that Mob James. I'll be Mob James today for you, bro.
All right, I appreciate it. Well, let's start with that. You try to go by James McDonald more now than Mob James.
Well, I prefer to use my government or James because I try not to identify with Mob James. I'm no longer Mob James. And, I'm damn near 60 years old, so I don't want to go by the gang shit, you know what I'm saying? So I do James McDonald.
How'd you get the Mob James? I mean, you're from Mob, you're from, what I'm saying, your name's James, but that was, I seen like the newer generation of people doing that more than like the older generation. You know what I'm saying? Is that something you always did?
Back in the days, um, this was like 81, 80. One of my little homeboys, Michael Rose, uh, we used to call him Mini Bike Mike. I was just in the neighborhood up, just doing all kind of shit. And he just like, man, your name ringing out there. Fuck me, my name ringing. You doing too much, slow down. I'm like, nigga, I can't slow down. And Mike said, man, we gotta change your name. And he just started calling me Mob James. You the mob. And there you go. Mob James was born.
The whole time. Damn, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I thought I'd kind of start off with some recent news that I seen. Suge did an interview,
Mm-hmm.
and they asked him about the aggressive environment, and he kind of blamed it on just as kind of like competition. And he said he looked at it like a sport and to kind of make everybody better.
With violence?
That's what he said. He compared it to sports.
Nowhere near that. Um, we had a specific job, and Suge wanted and knew what he had to do to get where he was at. Suge knew inside that those people were scared, and they were scared of our type of people. They didn't want to deal with gangbangers and shit like that. So Suge used us as a tool to pretty much get what he wanted. So intimidation was the key to the beginning to the end.
Now, DJ Quik also kind of commented on this and said it was like, he always had anxiety and then he was always nervous being there.
Right.
Is that something you kind of even from the artist you seen that type of environment there?
I think everybody was on their toes when it came to being at death row or being at the office or being out about with Suge and the homeboys, because at any given moment somebody did something wrong, you got your ass whooped, and the homies didn't have a problem with doing that, whooping that ass. So, a lot of those guys had to stay on their toes. A lot of those guys had to watch what they say and watch what they do, watch what they touch, watch how they talk to Suge. So, yeah, that's a pretty much fair statement.
You mentioned, watching, people could say the wrong thing and get whooped. I seen you mention that at some point, during when the Compton City G song dropped and the Dre Day and all that, the Eazy-E beef was going on, and there was kind of like a lot of drama going on at that time. Can you kind of like take me through what it was like during that time?
Well, it wasn't really nothing for us. It was just, staying focused, man. And, it wasn't so much shit that we had to worry about because this was our daily life. When Death Row became and Southside and all these other different hoods came involved, it was just like another day in the hood because, we going against our rivals. Certain music I didn't deal with, DJ Quik I listened to, certain cats I didn't listen to. So it was just a pick and choose situation every day. Really didn't have to choose or pick because we only with what we was with at the time. I mean, everybody was active at that time. Everybody was gangbanging. Everybody was in that mode and ready to take off. So it was just normal activity for us, just like it would be for, the other side. It was just an average day in the park. Shit.
You mentioned DJ Quik, man. I seen that you had talked about a situation you had when you were bumping his music.
Yeah.
What all happened with that?
Well, that's at that time he was getting into it with Eiht, and him and Eiht was going back and forth with the beef and so on. So I was going up Rosecrans one day and hit Central, and niggas shot at me. I'm bumping DJ Quik, and motherfuckers shot at me. We had an incident where motherfuckers bumping MCA shit, and niggas was getting shot at. So then it was, all the gangbangers, I'm on the B side, so I'm rolling with DJ Quik, whatever. I don't give a I didn't care. And, those other guys on the other side felt the same way. So, certain music I hear and didn't like it, if I was close enough to you and we was right there, it was a problem. Because I think that the music identified us on, what team we was playing on. You know what I'm saying? And that's on both sides.
So you guys kind of felt like DJ Quik was kind of like the representation for the Pyrus.
Oh, yeah.
Eiht was the Crips, and even though it was just music, you guys still took it, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it was more than music, and then, Quik had to come back, and how Eiht was, his diss, and, at that time, the Bloods was rolling with the Bloods, regardless of who. So that was like all over, you know what I'm saying? And Eiht people was rolling with him. Me and Eiht had that conversation before, and I was telling him, man, niggas was getting jacked up, niggas was getting shot at, niggas was getting beat up just by playing their music, different music.
Were you in a Crip hood when that happened?
No, I was on Rosecrans and Central.
Okay.
That was on the west side. Right, making a right. I'm going to my auntie in my house, make that right there where Suge had where he had the incident with Terry Carter, on the corner of Tom's.
Oh, okay.
Turning right there.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon, so hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.